Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 and here's your video. I hope you enjoyed your holiday weekend. Let's get at it. You have 2 assignments due this week and you're building again on that business that you dream of, you currently have open, or somebody you're helping with as they are trying to get the scaffolding around their business. So as we close out week 2, as you see, you have your VMCs and your value props. I'm going to be grading them tomorrow so you'll know where you stand, how you're doing with the work product. And we have 2 new discussion questions. Both of them are by design chosen, so it can help you with the assignment of the week. You have Kyla talking about personas, client personas. I also call them client avatars. This is the typical person or persons that will be purchasing your product or service. You got to be really clear with your messaging and making sure you're not spending too many dollars on an audience that's not interested in your product or service. So when you create avatars, it helps you fine-tune your message. You'll be creating 2 for this class. Now, the interesting thing is both assignments, the reason they're together this week is they connect. You really can't do a client journey map until you do a client persona or client avatar. So do the client avatar element first, and then it'll help you build your mapping. Okay, so if I jump back out, the other discussion question this week by design is Stephen talking about what a client journey map is. And what it is you're looking at when does a particular client that purchases your product or service become aware of you as a business. And then it starts going through the mapping of awareness, and these change depending on your business model. Then when they start deciding on purchasing you, or you're down to those 2 or 3 competitors that you're trying to choose from. And then when they get into the buying process and complete the purchase. And hopefully the very last stage of many maps is loyalty. Do they come back and purchase? And also they tell others about your product. It'll make more sense when I show you the examples. Also, the other thing that you're looking at this week, thinking about another class. So those are 2 assignments, and as always, I am going to give you examples. So here's 2 good personas, or 3 actually. Berries and Bree, this was a student that she did actually open her business once the class ended. These are her client personas. So she says Emily would be a particular type of client for her. And people like Emily that are around the age in the 30s. This student chose somebody that's has a master's in nursing, board certified. Emily's bio, motivations, why she would be purchasing a charcuterie board. And then personal goals Emily has, product and service. This type of finite information is so helpful, especially the way we can market now using AI platforms. And the other type of purchaser would be Amelia, more in the 20s zone, has a bachelor's degree, motivations, technologies, more about Emily. And Amelia, this is very important, as you can see how visually compelling the visual design of the work jumps off the page. And then marketing strategies, place product promotion, and how that will be achieved. That's a really good map. Personas. We're going to have maps in a second. Let's close this one and let's look at Frankie's Flowers. One of the students that was a florist. So if I zoom out a little bit, here is the persona, Julia Robertson. You can see it's a different look and feel than Berries and Bree, but it achieves the same goal. You have James Smith is another type of person or population of people that would use Frankie's Flowers, and that's completed. That's a really good work product. So again, Bree went a little bit further and deeper. This would suffice for you. And then finally, you have Broken Age Designs. I've shown some of Abby's work before. Her business also did open. Demographic of somebody that would be purchasing from her is Sarah Walker in her 20s. And then you also have somebody like Jack Reynolds, a ranch owner. So these are what personas look like, and you're going to create 2 of them for this class. Now, the other aspect is, let's jump out here, go to home. is your mapping. It's really hard to do mapping if you do not do the personas first. So let's look at the maps. Here's one for Willamette Valley Bed and Breakfast. And as it opens up, this is what you first have to establish is what are the 5 aspects you're going to be looking at. Now these change, and you'll see in the two examples, for example. You got awareness, when somebody becomes aware of Willamette Valley Bed and Breakfast. Now how they consider them over the very few competitors they're looking at. What is the booking process like? What is the experience like when they're on site? And how they become loyal. So you have to choose 5. And then you're going to talk about each stage. This is a pretty cumbersome assignment. You have to fill in each of these bubbles in your voice. So when a customer takes action through the awareness, consideration, booking, experience, and loyalty phases, what's happening? What are some of the touch points they'll experience? A website, maybe a brochure, maybe a commercial, whatever it may be. There's touch points along the way. Maybe you're calling a call center. What's the customer experience like? What are some of the pain points that might happen during each of those phases? And finally, what are your solutions for that? And then again, you're doing it for your second avatar you created. Here is the customer actions, touch points through each of the phases. So you're going to fill this all out. I've worked with entrepreneurs for many years, and they say, this is the one pivotal exercise I have them do. They have an aha moment. They go, I get it now. Okay, awesome. Okay, now the other one I have here for you is Cascade Direct. And this is a primary care. So you can see how it changes. Awareness, consideration, decision, service, and loyalty. Those are different than the bed and breakfast. And this is Lisa Williams, one of the avatars they created. Here's each phase and what's happening. You'll want these to be the same, but these might change depending on your business model. And then again, you have Jake Thompson. So I hope that makes sense. And if you have questions, please reach out. For many of you, this is the first time you've ever done a client avatar and a map. It'll take a bit of work. So hang in there. This will really give you more foundational understanding. Sorry, I went all the way out here. Of your business. And then we get into week 4, we start talking about KPIs. Don't worry about KPIs yet, but that'll be week 4. Okay? So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to watch the 2 videos, the discussion questions first, before you start your work. If you have questions, reach out. Take care.